I am walking out of the theater from Kraven the Hunter. I am walking out of the theater from Kraven the Hunter right now. Just watched one of the most peak movies in the Morbius cinematic universe. As you can see, it was absolutely... Look, this guy cosplayed as Morbius. One of the most peak movies I've ever seen of all time. This is like my live reaction. I have not been able to blink for the past 2 hours. I don't even want to leave the movie theater right now. I am so bricked up. I cannot believe that Morbius, the Morbius cinematic universe had another peak entry. Actually, you know what? I can believe it because it was absolutely peak. Kraven the Hunter was such a unique story. If you're asking for my review of Kraven the Hunter, I'd tell you a Kravillion out of 10. I am craving more, but I'm craving it. I really gotta say something about this movie, and that's that this story is really about finding your path. Everyone in life has a path, and sometimes it's already decided for us. We might fight against that path, but you know, at some point you've got to learn to accept it.
It's
all right.
Craven time.
Exactly, it's Craven time. All right, here I'll see you in a second. Sorry guys, I had to pick this up. I was craving it, but I'm craving it. Oh yeah, I got the delicious Craven ice cream from Cravestone. Now, what I was saying was that Craven is honestly probably top. Let's see, Venom, Morbius, Madam Web, Craven. Top 6 peak movies of all time, I must say. Honestly, the themes in Craven are... I can't even think of the word. Can someone think of the word? Undeniably fantastic. I guess that's what I'll say. They don't think that's one word, but I'll put it, it's undeniably fantastic.
Where am I going?
There's one word. You can go straight here, and then around the building, you'll make a right.
I can smell where I'm going.
So, yeah, he's like Craven. He can smell where he's going, so he shouldn't be using directions or smell that guy's perfume, you know. I think Craven was filmed with, honestly, might be the most quotable film other than Morbius. There were so many quotes in there. And oh, sorry guys, I dropped my phone. But anyway, as I was saying, Craven is one of the most quotable movies in the Morbius cinematic universe, and it's probably one of the most fun rides ever. I think that it was just filled with excitement between gore, action, romance, possibly between Calypso and Craven. The tension was high, especially the sexual tension. There were lots of scenes I didn't know who was into who and what was going on. It definitely like kind of pulled. Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey was allegedly in it, according to another viewer. But my theater, there were people laughing, screaming, crying. There was a whole slew of emotions throughout the whole Craven movie. And honestly, if I'm being truthful with you guys, I just need a few moments to decompress and get my thoughts together so I can honestly tell you the word that describes Craven. And that word is probably crave. But I'll let you know when I think about it. Thank God. Now I can actually think about Craven. Craven the Hunter. Oh my gosh, that guy's got... Oh my gosh. I just feel so primal after seeing that movie. I feel my primal animal's instincts are coming alive. Let me unleash the Morbid dog. Come on in here. Come on in here, boo. He sniffs me. He sees I'm one of him. I'm one of him. I'm one of him. I'm one of him. Ah! 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 He's accepted me as one of his own. I feel like Craven. I feel just like Craven. But guys, oh my gosh. There were so many subtle nods to other factors of the Morbius cinematic universe in this Craven movie. I don't know if everyone noticed. Craven, at one point, he was talking to a doctor in Scrubs. Well, yes, it was teenage Craven when he was injured. But, oh my gosh, it reminded me just of Martine. It reminded me so much of Martine. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're in a hospital. Morbius kind of worked in like a hospital clinic at Horizon Labs, you know, sort of thing, dealing with patients, Morbius and Martine. And he could have interacted with Morbius at this point. But I think the timelines weren't perfectly synced up. Also, Morbius, like the themes of Morbius, it's like two brothers as well, Morbius and Milo. So many of those themes were seen in this movie. Instead of Morbius and Milo, it's Sergey and Dmitri. Dmitri and Sergey went through a similar arc to Morbius and Milo, but not quite as extreme, because they had something else that was kind of like driving the two of them. Morbius and Milo, they immediately clashed heads and were bumping uglies and smashing each other throughout Morbius 2022 because of their clash in ideologies. But instead of seeing that clash kind of develop, it was almost instantaneous in Morbius, which added this interesting dynamic to the whole movie and allowed the movie to progress much more quickly. But the way Craven went about the brotherly dynamic, it kind of showed us more how the rift developed between the two rather than just immediately diving into the conflict. Both ways are very, very valid. But the way Craven did it definitely gave us more depth to like the Craven and his brother kind of relationship. That's not to say Morbius and Milo, they are one of the best relationships put to screen, but we just got a little more of the background in this than we did in Morbius. But we still got a good amount of background in Morbius. Don't get me wrong, Morbius is still peak cinema. This is like slightly under Morbius for peak. If Morbius wasn't on the charts, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, and the 3 Venom movies would all be tied for peak, but sadly Morbius is on the chart and it skews it. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, because once again, Morbius out-peaks everything. Now, not to get too psychotic here, but that's like I just moved at a Cravillion miles per hour. Oh, the inside of the house. I don't like how it feels. My ears are ringing. I can't rest in here. I need to be outdoors. I need to be outdoors like Kraven the Hunter. They see me crave posing. They see me crave posing, they hating. But I Cravillion. I'm a Cravillion times more happy than them. Where was I? Oh yeah. So just like the themes of Craven are something that, you know, some of the other movies didn't exactly dive into. I think every movie in the Morbius cinematic universe serves a purpose to kind of like bolster up the plot of Morbius. Think about it. All of it has world building. Every single one. We just added Siberia to the Morbius cinematic universe map. Was it in there before? Nobody knows, but now we know Siberia is a real place in the Morbius cinematic universe. But even more importantly, kind of like the characters and the development, the name drops in this. Apparently another doctor in New York, probably interacted with Morbius. Dr. Miles Warren probably interacted with Dr. Michael Morbius. They seem to have been in quite similar fields. This doctor created like the chemical mixture that created the rhino. How did he not know Morbius? Morbius was out here curing diseases, and the doctor was curing fear and like working to like genetically modify people. They must have known each other. The duo must have met at some point. Think about that. Like, they're both doctors in New York, probably winning like insane prizes. They must have met. And then it's just, it's like that thing. It adds so much to Morbius. Think about it. That saying that's like you're only like 3 people removed from anyone on Earth. You're just 3 people removed from interacting. Like you have these people you've interacted with. For Morbius, he's only like 3 people removed from Craven. Morbius to Miles Warren to the guy who dressed up as Rhino to Craven. That's 3. It's, oh my God, it's just so good. It's so good they can drop these things. I do wish there were some more references to Madam Web. Madam Web was the movie that kickstarted this year. This year we had Madam Web, Venom the Last Dance, which they were dancing, and Kraven the Hunter come out. And Madam Web was the big kickstart to the year. Now, Madam Web didn't have that many references, but I can kind of understand why. It had already taken place pretty far in the past comparatively to the other Morbius Cinematic Universe movies, where it kind of like already laid the foundation and they were already dealing with the aftermath of it. It's kind of like, you know, dealing with the aftermath of 9/11 to the point where it's like in the modern day, everything is viewed in the sense of it's a post 9/11 world. But in the Morbius Cinematic Universe, it's all a post-Madam Web world. So the Ezekiel Sims, the attack on like wherever the fuck they were, Times Square, I think it was. I don't know. I need to refresh myself on that Madam War geography lore. I'm sorry, that's not my peak of knowledge. I'm sorry. Please, my time to scam NFT. When you see this, let me know. It was Times Square, right? Where Ezekiel fought them outside the cab, right? Please let me know for sure. But yeah, pretty much like that attack, that was probably like one of the big first superhuman events mainstream. And they're all living in this post Madam Web world. So references to Madam Web wouldn't be as overt and common necessarily, because I mean, I'm sure if we ever got to see like the memes in the world of Morbius and Craven and that sort of thing and Venom, we might see references to Madam Web or the events in Madam Web, like kind of memes like they do to some historical events now. But the outright references in just daily life aren't as common, I don't think. So, oh my gosh, I got pockets. So I'm just saying that, hey, you know, I wish we had a few more references to that, or maybe a few more references to Venom, but honestly, that's me just being more than nitpicking. That's just me wanting more Morbius Cinematic Universe content. And I guess it's not even a nitpick, because everything in Craven moved to leave stuff so open-ended for the Morbius Cinematic Universe to carry on. So I guess really they didn't need to include all these references. I'm just being nitpicky because I love the little details. That's just who I am. But the Morbius Cinematic Universe, they know what they're doing. The writers are experienced. The writers work in the industry, and the writers have written things. So it's like they know what's going on and they know what they're doing, and they left stuff open. Spoilers ahead. They left open Craven's brother as the chameleon. Now we have Craven's brother as the chameleon. We have Craven, who's now accepted his fate. He's a hunter, just like his dad. So Craven, the chameleon, the Morb, the Vulture, Madam Web, and Venom. I think we just found our Sinister Six. Now, I know a lot of people were rooting for Rhino. Sadly, it seems Rhino has passed away. But, I mean, maybe somehow he can come back. Who knows? But I think that's our Sinister Six right now. Or maybe we'll have a Sinister Six and versus a Sinister Six, and we'll have the Sinister Six versus Six, and that would be crazy, because you could do the previously aforementioned six versus, I don't know, Ezekiel Sims, Milo, the Rhino. Oh man, oh my God, this might be peak. The Sinister Six versus Six. Oh my God, this might be the next movie. I might be onto something here. We just need 3 more. What am I missing? Oh, the Venom villains. Some of the Venom villains from the 3 movies. Oh my God, guys. I just fucking realized something. The Sinister 6v6. That's what they're leading up to. We're going to get a Sinister 6 movie and then a Sinister 6v6 where they all fight each other's villains. Oh my God, that's absolutely peak. Sony, I am so sorry to spoil that. Please don't be pissed off. Please don't cancel the Morbius Jr. movie just because I figured that out. I saw the Easter eggs. That should be rewarded. Please reward us with more Morbius Cinematic Universe movies. And that leads me into the tangent of what everyone's worried about. I've seen a bunch of posts online that people are afraid. People are really afraid that Craven might be the last entry into the Morbius Cinematic Universe. And to that I say, malarkey. Malarkey. These movies peak, profit, thousands of reviews, trillions of reviews, more billions of reviews, all 10 out of 10 or higher. They start at 10 out of 10. And the only attacks on these movies are by people who are absolutely morbophobic. They must have been born in the 1610s. 1610s. They have absolutely no care for the human part. They have absolutely no understanding of plot, of cinema, of themes. They don't get it. For some reason, their brains aren't fully as evolved or fully developed. Maybe they don't have some sort of metahuman gene that allows morb heads to morb. But Sony obviously isn't going to give up this cash cow. Like, they've now realized Morbius, #1 grossing movie ever. Madam Web, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Venom, The Last Dance, Kraven the Hunter. All of those, they've raked in billions of dollars. This is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar franchise, likely. And it just keeps going up. Think about DVD sales. DVDs are making a comeback. If I had to put my money in stock that wasn't Sony, I would put it in DVDs if they sold a stock for it. Maybe Blockbuster, because DVDs are going to make a comeback. Digital media is not the same as holding a copy of Morbius in your hands. Now, watching a copy of Morbius on digital, oh my God. You guys have only seen it on digital, peak, just like I said. But just owning that copy, like being able to see it, kiss it, lick it, touch it, put things in it, that's just a feeling that no one can truly describe. So, this is me. I love Kraven the Hunter. I'm a big Kraven the Hunter fan. Can you say it with me? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm craving it. Should this be the thumbnail? So, let me know your thoughts on Kraven Hunter in the comments below. Where does it rank in your Morbius Cinematic Universe ranking? And I know that's a controversial question because all of them are 10 out of 10. And there's really no wrong order if Morbius is just on top in your ranking, as it should be. But under that, there's really no wrong order. But I just want to see, everybody's different. Are you a Weber, Madam Weber? Are you a Craver or a Cravener? Are you craving more? Are you a Venom head? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what your favorite quote from Morbius, let me know what your favorite quote from Morbius was, but let me know what your favorite quote from Kraven the Hunter was, because definitely had some quotable moments. I know, how many Venom movies are there? 3, motherfucker. So, let me know what you think in the comments below, and Morbheads, as always, keep morbin. If we keep morbin, the Morbius Cinematic Universe will always live on. My foot. Holy shit. Unleash your wild side. If you're craving more, get your tickets now. Kraven the Hunter, now in theaters.